Redline Europass. Redline OST. Beyer-Dynamic T1. Tesla. Ooh, Tesla. I've had experience with you. Now, T90s. God awful. God awful. I mean, I can't. I go back and every once in a while I'll start that video up and I'll watch myself drink on camera and I'm like, were they that bad? And they were. I had to get that point across. I had to drink twice because I screwed up the first take. Then the T9, then the 990s, all right? And the 990s were lesser evil. Still a little bit evil, but lesser evil. They work for gaming and people love them for gaming. But the highs still got up there and they got in you, in your ear hole, and then they fucked you. But not as bad as the T90. So it was all right. And then I did the T5Ps, which were a closed set, and I really liked them. And I was like, holy, really? Really? Beyerdynamic's going to give me like the moderately okay, and then the awful, and then these close? Oh, man. So T1s, I was interested. Because they're open, even though it doesn't look open. That is a super fine mesh. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could sift, some sort of chemicals apart with this. Probably used in the production of meth. That's beautiful in the way it sparkles and all. So they look like Beyerdynamics. If I put these down and you don't know anything about specifics of headphones, and I showed you 8 pairs of Beyerdynamics, you're going to be like, well, yeah, those are Beyerdynamics because they look like Beyerdynamics, 1990s. I probably won't bring them into this review because they deserve their own. Stay. This is a revision 1. There's a revision 2 of this, so I always get the scraps. Right? Yeah. Just yank this out. Is it revision 2? Yank. Oh shit. Revision 1 does not have a detachable wire, and I don't know if there's any other specific changes that they did. Second generation detachable cable. You tell me in the comments if you know if there's anything other than a detachable cable that they've done to these, because I really, really like these. Like I like upset like shit like these. And this pair with the attached wire is $800 American. And there's 2 left in stock, so buy now. But the second edition, which I will also link in the description, is only $880. So if they didn't change more than just a detachable cable, you know what? It's still fucking worth it. It's still worth $80 just to get one with a detachable cable, and to have it, and to say it's a second generation, because everything that's first generation is going to be old stock, and that looks like a 3.5mm stereo. Shit, that's worth $500 just for the ease of use. So the silence will now approach, because I'm just like, oh, how do I describe this in a way that'll make people understand? Well, just look at the box. These headphones are like their box. And I took out the HiFiMan HE1000 box and I was sort of like, eh. But look at this. Literally all aluminum box. I mean, if I owned a pair of these, usually I have my 600 box, I have all the boxes, and I'll just shove them in a closet somewhere. I couldn't with this. I could not. This box would have to function in my day-to-day. I'd have to keep my car keys in it or something and just go up to the door. I'm like, hold on, I got to get my car keys. Now this particular pair, for some reason it reminds me of a human head. No, not with the GoPro on. But yeah, so I need to, this is distracting me. This is like pornography, this box. It's a pornographic box. You could keep your pornography in it on several USB keys. Here's the stock adapter that this comes with. These come on point. I don't know where they are. Here, these. They come with a 1/4 inch. The owner has had that 1/4 inch removed and put on a 4-pin XLR. Again, I do believe in the 4-pin XLR balanced. So to test with them, I've been using the adapter here. Because if you're going to buy a set, it's going to be 1/4 inch. Unless you're willing to take it apart and put an XLR in it and have a Jotunheim. Or a Tubenheim. Something else 4-pin compatible. I got the Ha-1 still here, so this will probably be the final review I do on it. Then I'll box that up. Send it back. So, judging it based on this, they're still fucking amazing. And I was running through the gamut here. I mean, here, you want to see, that's 10. Then the Dark Panda is 11, and that's 12. Yes. Turns out I don't like a lot of the Beatles. I've heard every one of their songs. I know all these songs, but I just don't want to listen to the Beatles. So sue me. Oh, did I mention they're 600 ohm? Which for you, that's the resistance. That's why I was finding that these need a little more power than most things. However, for 600 ohm, Dark Voice is pushing them spectacularly, and oh my god, the openness. Do they benefit from a tube? I'm gonna say yeah. However, this is the Dark Panda, so this is actually being preamped through this. So now I've got hybrid tube there, so only the preamp tube and then a solid state. And the highs come up a little bit too far where I don't like it. And then what really blew my mind is when I plugged them into the Aoun, which is 12. And the Aoun, which I always claim is like, oh, it doesn't have a lot of power, easily pushes these. Easily pushes these 600 ohm. I don't, what is this? What? High School of the Dead, OST, Creeping Ones. It's got a good low end track. Now let's try the high impedance Arist. Ooh, Lord, biting down. I guess I should start describing sound. Yeah. They're amazing. I know it's not a great description. I gotta pause music. I'm being distracted. All this music is distracting. Let's take them off the off their limiter. Plug it in direct. And I have to hit the button for that one. Their soundstage and imaging is probably some of the best since the 2000Xs. Well, the imaging is as good as the 2000Xs. The soundstage in the 2000Xs is always called as slightly narrower or more controlled, and this gets out there just that bit more. It's not crazy wide. It's not X1s or X2s. Those I consider as just, someone said, where's the knob for soundstage? All right, turn that shit way up. These are more still controlled, but wider than I would have expected. Low end. Not the most impressive low end. Actually had the most low end on the Dark Voice there. And the least low end on the hybrid of the Dark Voice. So the Panda stack preempting says most low end, least low end. And even with the most low end, it wasn't like a, oh, that is their selling point amount. It was just enough. It was enough low end. It's got enough very tight low end to function. Where this really comes in is the highs. And the highs are the Tesla thing. Because, you know, bitch about the T90s highs killing you. Bitch about the 990s highs getting just about to the point of killing you. Then the T5Ps come and I was like, oh, wow. Those highs get just high enough and then don't kill you. And that is the same continuum of this. The highs are there. More than on just about any headphone I've ever heard. But they don't kill you. They're just extremely detailed. You think that, oh my God, I'm hearing so much of the highs and they're just happening. How am I not bleeding from my ears and nose and mouth and everything? But you're not, and you're just enjoying it. You could sit here and go classical music with violins and just orgasm. Just orgasm. Here, hold on. I've got some London Music Works. The bass is good enough. The bass is solid. Those are men with stringed instruments just playing. And the echo and the... Oh, Jesus. Vocal clarity. Oh, man, the Doors are playing. Carol? I don't know. Can you hear it through the GoPro's mic? You know what the sign of a good headphone is for me, really? And I have no control over this. If I start singing to music while listening to them. It doesn't happen all the time, thank God. Thank everybody. But just something will come on and I won't even notice it. It's an uncontrolled, rear of my brain reaction to just start singing to it. And it happens with these headphones. Happens with only a few of those. The X1s, I definitely sing with those. Even the M40s, I started saying, and the Stacks, I don't even know. I think I just started doing heroin and jumping around with a microphone stand with the Stacks. But these, you get up and they're enjoyable. I wasn't reviewing headphones for that brief period of time where I'm just like singing to it. I'm just enjoying the music. And that's important. That's important with a headphone. Is that you're not sitting there and going, all right, I bought these headphones now and now I have to analyze them forever. At some point you should stop analyzing the headphone and you should just forget about it and just use them. That's much harder for me with my day job here doing this, but it happens occasionally and it's so fucking good. And then you get that box too to keep all your secrets in. Secrets of Nim. I don't remember how that movie went, but it was sad, I think. So, have I not talked about sound enough? About the decay of the bass, and I don't feel like talking about that stuff. I never do. Headphones are an emotional thing. If I should just have I should hold an emoji up. How does this headphone make you feel? Smiley face. Right? We could talk about attacks and decays and the fucking how the impedance matching of the thing. No, don't go find another channel. I have no problem with other people reviewing headphones and doing it the way that you guys want it to be done. But I'm here to tell you that fuck. Oh, I didn't get to the cable, which is usually my number one thing. So it's kind of good. It's attached and it's thick things here, and then it goes into a loop, and then it stays these thick. This is basically heater cord. It's long, but I guess it has to be. But this is not a normal... I mean, it has a good flex to it. I don't hate this cable. With a 1/4 inch on the end of it, okay. Put the XLR on the end of it, the 4-pin balance, okay. It's just... It's weird. It's not like any other headphone cable, because it's just a 2-conductor... if this fell on the floor, I wouldn't know if it was for the headphones or for the power supply to one of those. It would just blend in. I don't hate it. It's got a nice, wide, long split. The comfort is pretty amazing. This is not memory foam. It bounces back too fast. But even then, look at the depth of the cup with the offset driver. I talked about a headphone for the entire time, and I was talking about comfort and the wire. What the fuck is wrong with me? Support me on Patreon for mental health checkups. Yeah, I'm just blown away by these. And I hope the second generation is... If the second generation is the exact same thing with removable cables, by all means. For $80, and you could, have that nice thing. But, I mean, you It's $800 is not the point where you're saving $80 that matters to you. Right? You're buying $100 headphones or they're $180, then it's a big fucking deal. But here it's like 800, 180. Get whichever one you want. I do respect this higher end series of Beyerdynamic. I usually, I've had some issues with them in the past, and this is just showing me the way, man. Showing me the way. Sound demo in the description. Patreon link in the corner. Wallpaper download always in the description on every video. Go back now and download all the video wallpapers. I want to thank the Oppo Ha1 for participating in today's events. And, shit.